Hello everybody, welcome back to Fangame Marathon. Ooh, let's hit the nice button. With me I have Unfan here
Hi.
for the Secret of Celeste Mountain. And also Touhoe's here.
Yo. I'm just gonna be commentating, but yeah, this is a really exciting run. Unfan's gonna be running Secret of Celeste Mountain, one of my favorite mods in the game, and I assume one of your favorites too, right?
Yeah. One of the most
E-
precious standalone map we got.
True and factual. Yeah, you got anything else to say, or should I just count you down?
I don't know. Wish me luck.
Alright, good luck.
Thanks.
At 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so there's just this overlay, and now we start.
Oh, true, yeah. But yeah, start out just walking across the classic Celeste Mountain. A little stormier. Things have changed. Madeline is weak as hell right now. We don't have a dash. We can't climb. We can't even jump off walls. So our only option is to explore why the mountain's so freaking weird and why Madeline hasn't showed up yet. Our goat. Theo is not going to help us dig through this Metroidvania of a Celeste map, unfortunately, but you know, we'll do our best. So it's made by two people, Zafan and Specchio, and the first version of this map actually came out way back in, I think, 2019? Might be wrong. Could be 2018. I think 2019. But it's been expanded, and the most recent update came out in late December 3.0, or early December, and it now has like 300-ish rooms, which is nuts. And as expected of your classic Metroidvania fare, it has bosses, it has power-ups, it has everything you could ever want out of a Metroidvania. And here we go. We're now able to dash. We can do the beloved hyper, which is just a classic, down right dash or rightwards, crouched dash or horizontal crouch dash to get a big boost of speed. Yeah, most importantly, it has achievements and lore. I don't fully remember what the lore of this one is. I mean, the mountain's being weird, and you'll learn more as the run goes on, but there might be some evil scientists involved. So, a little bit of alien stuff, a little bit of science fiction stuff, and a lot of Metroid assets, as you can see. I mean, some of these are definitely custom, of course, but some of these are, straight from the goat itself. And I think a lot of the music is from Metroid, or that one Fangame, Metroid Fangame, what was it called? Like 82VM or something. And yeah, right away, first gimmick, switches and doors, and zip rivers. So it's looking a lot like, kind of just easing you into the platforming with some 1A style gameplay here. A little more Kaiser-y, of course. And most of these rooms will be backtrackable. You can, like every single room almost is designed so that you can do it forwards and backwards, which leads to some pretty interesting results because, there's a little leniency here and there to make things, I guess, just more accessible. And so that allows for some fun skips. But right now, our movement's only so limited. We can't do corner boosts. We can't even do wall bounces yet. Or can we? Power grip. Can finally jump off of walls. Here we go. Already putting that to good use. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. Granny is the final boss. No. It's crazy. I don't remember. I know it's still unfinished, but I don't remember if it's either 50% or 1/3 done. So
I don't know.
yeah, there's still a long way to go. Like, the creators have big plans for this, but what's here in its current state is pretty incredible.
It's still like 5 times as big as what we got the first time in 2019.
Yeah. So there was 1.0, which was like in 2019, and there's 2.0, I think, in 2020, and that was only like the first couple sections, and 3.0 like quadrupled the size or something.
Yeah.
And that's where 3 of the 4 bosses came from, is the most recent 3.0. What I found crazy was watching Unfan's run of this, was that Unfan never picks up a stamina, like one of the stamina power-ups, which I felt was like essential to getting some of the berries and stuff, but I guess this isn't any percent run, so we're just gonna beeline it. But this will not be the last time we see this area. There's a lot of double backing, and you know, you may have seen like a warp zone earlier, those little like metal platforms. We will be using those to, you know, return to certain spots and access new points once we get more movement and, yeah, just more objectives done.
Yeah, as you said, hopefully we get the 80% done with only 4% of all the objectives. Most of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Usually in casual playthroughs, you'll like end up at like 20 to 50%, and then it takes like double the playtime to get 100%. And this mod does have some pretty nice secret hunting features, but we probably won't see them because it's post-game.
Wow, what is this?
Nice.
So first zone.
Maybe you could take this time to like up your mic a little bit, I think people are saying. Just a teensy bit. If that's possible.
No problem. Okay, that should be better.
Alright, sounds good. But yeah, this is the second area. Took a sweet Metroid elevator. Now we're in the Crystal Caves. And there is a ton of custom code in this project, but we're still dealing with the classics. You know, the red bubbles, springs, fallen blocks.
Custom
A lot of
mechanics will
experience.
come later, don't worry.
Yeah,
We'll get some.
stuff is gonna get crazy. I've heard a lot of Celeste modders say like springs and falling blocks are some of their favorite entities because they're just so versatile.
Little
You can
skip.
do pretty much anything with them. A lot of other Celeste speedruns have like a ton of tech and are kind of hard to
But it's
understand, but
This skip is rather hard.
oh shit. Banger demo. You can do like a crouch dash or a demo dash to sneak under some tight spaces horizontally. When I first played 2.0, I actually skipped these climbing kits that allow you to climb up and down on walls, and that made things a lot harder, and I had to do a lot of stupid corner jumps.
That's a nice challenge though.
Yeah, it was fun. I would say any percent is like high advanced, maybe.
100%, yeah, sounds reasonable. I would say there are a few expert rooms.
Yeah. Because there's a movement upgrade later that feels like very fresh and very new. It's like a steep learning curve. So we'll see it when we get to it, but it does, even if like the inputs aren't crazy, there's lots of like patterns, new patterns you need to memorize. Okay, we've got fish in the equation now.
Best mechanic in the
True. This mod has a really fresh aesthetic. I mean, part of it is because of the assets taken, but like these tile sets are, you know, custom, and it's like a very grimy look that you don't see in Celeste mods a lot. It's usually very sleek, very polished. But these are some fun environments.
Yeah, I haven't played Metroid, so I don't know how it follows the areas of Metroid, but yeah, this looks really good. And so,
Yeah, I haven't played Metroid either. This is a funny bit. Like, that door doesn't work because the electricity in this area is not up yet, so you kind of have to go through the secret route. Sneak into this little temple. This section's kind of long, but this is where things really get kicked up a notch in terms of the new movement option we're going to see, and the first boss is going to be in this area.
oh shit.
Boom. Power's on. And there are a few bosses in Celeste modding, but Secret of Celeste Mountain has like all 4 of my favorites. They're kind of jank, but they're peak. They're very fun to like play around with.
This is based.
So there's 2 kinds of swap blocks in this area. There's the classic swap blocks, and then there's going to be some swap blocks that toggle like this. And we've unlocked the first set of switches. There's going to be a lot of those sort of types of switches throughout the map, because we love Metroidvanias and we love opening doors. I should play Super Metroid. I've been in the Celeste Mines for so long, I can't recognize myself.
Okay, so first boss. Right now.
Let's go. Go up to this top level. Just have to keep on running into them. Back down. Nice, GG. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't die. Nice.
Then here's the big movement upgrade. This is the main one that I was talking about. a jump midair, allows you to do tech midair, it allows you to just have a whole nother set of inventory that you have to think about. And immediately it puts that to the test with these swap blocks. You kind of have to look ahead and see, like, do I want to use my dash? Because a lot of time when you're playing through casually, you'll just dash and make a swap block kill you. Or like you'll use up your dash too early and then you only have a jump and the swap block won't move out of the way.
That's
Then you have these short little throwable sections.
So now our basic movement set is complete. So the game will open up slightly. Wait. Until now it was very linear, and now I'll get to choose where I want to go. Across the short space each time.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get a couple abilities, but they won't really change our base movement. They'll just help us do weird things. There's some items that like you only use for 100%, like I won't spoil them because they'll be part of our base movement, or there'll be additions to our abilities, but kind of crazy how much extra content there is in here to unpack. Only 5 deaths in 15 minutes is crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, this is where 2.0 would end. And as Unfan says, this is where the game really opens up. And it's because this is the giant hub area. This green and eventually blue section has a ton of branching paths and weird little things. So yeah, I guess I'll explain this new gimmick. The timer, when the timer runs out, the lasers just go back up, or whatever door that you want to go through goes back up. So you gotta move quick. And this is where the difficulty picks up, of course. Because this is when Specchio joined the team, I believe. And Specchio has an unhinged gameplay style, which is amazing. And also scary.
Oh no! Alright, savable. Always.
Holy peak.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that Specchio is responsible for how much of a nightmare I game is.
And Undertale, you have to dash through the orange things, and there's going to be blue things that you are not allowed to dash through. So if you go through an orange bar without dashing, you'll die. If you go through a blue bar while dashing, you will die. Once you get to the next natural stopping point, you could probably turn the music down just a little bit, just a notch. I think that's the last evil audio adjustment I'll make you do. Yeah, you can even hyper through those blue ones. As long as you're not in the dash state while going through the blue ones, you'll be fine. This is one of my favorite areas visually. It's just also rusty and
I
orange.
think main unit is cool. Unfortunately, it was just a teaser, and we'll go back to it later.
Yeah, if you noticed, that was the same tile set that was used in the title screen with that huge gem. It was short, but we will go back there later. And so this gimmick is just a block that you hit to move in place, and obviously you hit it with the big dash. So the orange ones, if you touch it without dashing, you'll die. But the blue ones are nicer, you can grab onto them. So lots of little puzzles here.
Yeah, pretty much like the lasers. There are visual codes so we can relate to during the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like for this, we have to escort this block all the way to this little laser terminal on the top left. So we have to block the blue laser to be able to dash into that block, otherwise we wouldn't be able to dash into it because the blue laser would kill us. But yeah, these lasers really reinforce that whole like dash jump dichotomy that we got going on. You really gotta pay attention to when to use your dash, when you want to go fast, and when you just want to jump through something slowly. There's a lot of like, not a lot, but a fair amount of like waiting for refills to respawn and the intended. So Specchio and Zaffin were very careful about which refills they wanted to respawn and which refills are one use. I think all the, yeah, I probably should have said this earlier, but yeah, all the blue ones do not respawn. All the green ones do. Yeah, we're skipping past all these little, like, blackboard terminals, but it's a bunch of lore about the scientist who is doing experiments down here and basically just making good use of the mountain's power. This is probably my favorite gimmick in the entire map. Just these moving platforms are so fun. Pretty self-explanatory. Then some have spikes, some have springs. And then levers can even reverse their directions. And TNT can blow up walls. Lots of fun themed gimmicks around each area. So these blocks don't fall when you grab them, they fall when the TNT line sort of passes over them. And they open up new areas, kind of like Kirby. So now they're like chains of like falling blocks that hit new TNTs that trigger new blocks. It's very silly. It gets wacky quickly. Have to do some stalling here for the big line. Oh yeah, I should say this one standalone release of the year in 2024. Because it's just ridiculous. Because it's just the new stuff. Like, since like the run was like 16 minutes in, till the end of the run is all new, and it's crazy. Alright, so spider magnet ability gives us the ability to sort of grab onto some of these ceilings, the turquoise ceilings, and that's mainly just useful for this area, but it allows us to get to a couple new places. Like when we backtrack out of here, I think that's the factor that allows us to get into reliquary that spawns out from the first area. Or that branches out, I should say.
Exactly. Yeah. Usually, we are meant to do a boss in this area, but fortunately there is a skip in reliquary that allows us to entirely skip it. So instead, we'll just reach the previous teleporter in this zone to go to reliquary.
Fire.
So now instead of going up, we are going right. And we'll go there.
Nice.
We take this teleporter I activated earlier I mean. And we're going back.
Yeah, so we're back in the first area, and as you can see, you can kind of demolish this area with an extra jump, which is fun.
And now we
I can reach
enter
here.
the jazziest, coolest zone.
Yeah, this room is dripping with style. I was so hyped when I first got in here. So these blocks change every time you jump, and there's spikes that pop out of the wall. And now we're on a triple cycle, so there's three.
Oh shit.
It kind of cycles between these three layers of blocks like a cassette block, but it's triggered every time you jump, so there's a bit of a skip here.
Damn! What's going on?
The camera here is not great. They want you to do it intended.
Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, Unfan's a keyboard player, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, nice.
Nuts. Nice. I'll hyper skip through that block. Yeah, unfortunately there are lots of switches in this area, so you kind of have to at least touch every little corner of the room before you're able to beat it. So there's some small skips here and there, but not many huge ones. Nice. Now we're gonna sneak through here, kind of snake back through Sanctuary, and we're gonna get to Reliquary, which is personally my favorite area in the entire map.
This is a really cool one, yeah. Good choice.
Well, the movement just gets crazy because of the new mechanic that's about to pop up. Yeah, I'm not gonna say everybody who uses controller is a bad person, but yeah. There's a scary door back there that seems locked. But, I mean, we probably won't actually break open that specific door, but...
Okay.
Alright, here we go. So first we got these crossbows that are triggered by your motion, and then you're able to grab or stand on them. And they look super small and tiny, but they're just...
Remember this room? It might kill my run later. Okay. We will see.
And you can tell some rooms are like kind of designed for one direction, and when you do it the other direction, you're like, oh no, I can't. Holy peak ultra.
What is this?
Bombs.
Who put bombs in my gameplay? Already a boss?
Yeah, this boss is crazy. So immediately it puts you to work with these bombs. You have to shove them in this MF's face. And the longer you go in this boss fight, the more platforms just appear.
Nice.
Nice, very clean. It's a quick kill. That boss has a number of different attacks where he can kind of like charge at you a little bit or jump backwards.
Okay.
And alright, here we go.
Holy shit. So this is not really intended, this is a skip, alright?
Yeah. Unfan does a corner kick there to sort of kind of, I guess, glide off of the
Nice.
beginning part and save a jump. Nice.
Okay, so we go back to this teleporter and we don't have to do all the way around in Reliquary. We can go straight to the next zone.
My favorite area skipped, but it's all in the name of science. It's all in the name of speed. But yeah, Unfan got the world record a couple days ago, and now the PB is 54:47. And sub 50 doesn't seem humanly possible, but because there's not that many skips in here. Oh yeah, but here,
Yeah, we'll see.
Lumina Grove goes crazy with the gimmicks. You have two modes, day mode and night mode. In day mode, the leaves are bouncy, just like clouds, and the flowers grow outwards and you can sort of bounce on top of them. But in night mode, the flowers retract, and once they get to their last position, you cannot bounce off of them. But you can dash through these little brambles and break them. And the dead leaves sort of like sink down and break. There's like a ton of different mechanics just immediately thrown at the player right here. It's kind of overwhelming, but it feels like you're exploring a whole new world when you get into this area.
That's true.
So you're in like,
Yeah, the skip is
the weird-
pretty hard.
oh shit,
Yeah.
yeah, this.
Oh, it's good. I have to turn around on this flower to get bounced off on the other flower. Okay.
Yeah, hitting these flowers midway is quite tricky. You can grab onto these vines, man.
Okay, nice.
Nice. And these mini little dark switches will only like, so it'll be night for like 5 seconds or like 3 seconds, and then it'll switch back to day.
Okay, area was too hard, we are leaving.
Yeah.
Go back to the factory.
That was nice. That was pretty cool. Lumini Grove has lots of long, daunting screens. And then moving blocks, my beloved. And being able to like grab on the ceiling of moving blocks adds so much dimension, especially with them blocking these lasers. This is like definitely my favorite part of the sciencey area. So you can like, you're on the ceiling and then you can kind of like wrap back around to the ground of a move block, and it's like juggling. heavenly. Yeah, this mod trades a lot of like the classic, you know, input density you see in maps for more like precise timing, well, precision timing challenges. And here we got another timing challenge. Got the timer back. You only see them a few places in the run, but those little torches are like checkpoints. So sometimes you get midway checkpoints that are very wholesome. And of course, every time you want to open up a new set of doors, you gotta carry this little troublesome trickster across the room. Nice. Green doors unlocked. I got like dizzy playing this for the first time. Like, you go through like 5 of those little like chutes, those tunnels, and then you sort of spit out on some random side of the map you've never seen before. It's scary.
Yeah, it's pretty disorienting.
Yeah, here's we introduce bombs breaking immediately upon hitting a laser, and kind of this area is all about like desperately trying to find a patch of ground that you can land on so that you can pick up a bomb and throw it.
Exactly.
Here's one of the tougher gameplay segments in the entire map, where you have to like throw a bomb down there in order to unlock that door before the timer runs out. Crazy. Yeah, to double clarify, you can only throw bombs off. You can only pick up bombs off the ground. Once you've picked them up, you can jump around with them and then throw them at your leisure. Although, as always, you cannot dash while you're holding an object. We've dipped back into the blue area. So less smooth blocks, more other blocks. More movie blocks. Already another cute little throwable section. This time we have to like throw bombs around in addition to the throwable. Oh!
Saveable, always.
Holy shit. Nice, red doors open.
So now we'll get back to the teased area. We get a drone. You see, it's pretty different than what we've seen before.
This is the biggest mask-off gimmick. The drone. You can deploy drone, and now it plays a lot more like a I Want to Be the Guy fan game look. You can like shoot in 4 directions. Or I guess you can't shoot down. And you can go through these little tunnels and hit buttons and have fun.
You wanna climb the Celeste Mountain. Let's explore this map.
I got these saw blades. Oh, nice. Oh, dude. You can't shoot down? Okay, makes sense. Yeah, you can get upgrades to this drone that, like, make it stronger, but I don't think we're going to be seeing much of that in this run. That's more, like, extra content.
We'll stick to the basic one.
Yeah, these conveyor belts can kind of give you a little bit of momentum as the drone. The drone's best when it's weak. It's cute that way. It doesn't need missiles. Oh, yeah, this is the title screen.
What is this?
Oh shit, escape sequence. I died here once. But Unfan will probably clear it with a bunch of time to remaining. Just because Unfan's the GOAT.
I have to admit, the first time I did this, also have to reset the escape. Pretty tough, 6 minutes for all these rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's okay.
It's just a lot of visual information to process. It's just everything's blowing up. Still got the crazy block puzzles, and they're not much easier than they used to be. But these rooms you can't come back to, I don't think.
Yeah,
It's just sort of like a linear sequence that you go through once and then,
it's one way.
you know. Yeah, that one's a bit evil. You have to dash back down through it.
How did I find it?
Nice wall bounce. I think that's the room where I lost my first run because there was some crazy bomb puzzle and I was like, you gotta be milking me.
It's pretty dynamic. But it's over.
Nice. A healthy 4 minutes to spare. And now we're in hell.
Literally.
This area does feel kind of hellish in a good way. It's very hostile and lots of like weird spinner structures. Spinners are the spiky little round things, by the way. That make maneuvering like a little more. Gotta get a little more creative, I
Okay.
think.
Only new in the run. I will try it. Nice.
Nice. This mod is very dense, so you don't get a lot of speed, but when you do, it's earned.
Yeah, it's usually only precision gameplay. Which is even harder to get consistent power. Lot of tight places.
This part's fun. So Madeline can't withstand this heat, so you have to take the drone down. and drop these
Okay.
boulders down to clear the way.
Hardest room is here.
Oh shit. Oh fuck, yeah, this room is one of the only rooms that has these little seahorses that are not nice.
Fuck. It's extremely long and you need to...
Yeah. This is a very Fangame build room. You kind of have to memorize some of these cycles and just lock in.
Nope. What are you doing?
Aw, dang. So these slower physics, it's called Zafan water, and it's kind of infamous for being like slow and evil. It does fit the atmosphere, but it makes for some dangerous gameplay.
The drone already has limited movesets, so this does not help.
Yeah, this is like this is the antithesis to Celeste. Slash positive.
Yeah, maybe. Holy shit.
Nice save. Missed the button on the first go around, but then got it.
Yeah.
I will say core blocks are my favorite. Are my favorite vanilla entity, but people call me insane.
Yeah, I agree with them.
So yeah, without the drone, you can just throw bombs into these little rocks or dash into them to get sort of like a fish-like or bumper-like boost. And they can open up little new paths.
So the cutscene I just skipped should say like teleporters does not work, so I'm really stuck in hell. I can't go back. I'm forced to go through all the way along.
Yeah, this is definitely the most linear part of the game since the beginning. You kind of have to survive the gauntlet. But yeah, this gimmick's a bit odd. So every time you dash, all of those little spacey blocks will break, and they'll come back after a set period of time. And some blocks float. Cute. Okay, I've now said it like 5 times, but this is my favorite gimmick in this map. These are pretty self-explanatory. You dash into them, and they go a little bit along this track. And you can dash into them from any direction, as long as it's on, like pushing it in one direction on the track. And it is very silly. And when it combines with grabbable ceilings, holy peak. So this is one of the more finicky moves. You have to like dash into it and then jump off. And you're not using a midair dash there, you're jumping off of the block that's going in the opposite direction. And you can even use a lift boost here, which is just boosting off of these blocks as it's moving.
Little demo.
Nice. Oh, clean.
The one is valid.
Is that a full hit or?
I don't remember. I think it's 5. So 1 pixel lenient.
Yeah.
Don't remember exactly.
Okay, so yay, we get to experience Zafan water again, but as Madeline. And now we have an oxygen bar, which doesn't really matter because Unfan's gonna be going fast, but you do have to like go out of your way to dash through some of these bubble refills that give you more oxygen. And the little bubbles you can just bounce off of, and it's a little awkward, but it's funny. And I don't know if anybody here's played like N++, but these are like trigger mines where you pass over them once, these little orange bulbs, and then the next time you try to pass over them, they will be spiked. And here's the last gimmick of the area. Lots of gimmicks. These fish that sort of pull you towards them. They're trying to eat you, but then you have to dash out of their path. The contrast in this area is interesting, so it's kind of hard to tell what does what, but I think it is a pretty offbeat and interesting area. Yeah, anytime you see a bunch of vertical lines or whatever, that's the fish trying to eat Madeline up. I think they're like anglerfish, not important.
Oh no. Come on.
Yeah, it's cool that this area has like custom respawn sprites, or this little statue has like a bubbling effect instead of a fire effect. Nice. My money says that's like one of the hardest 90% rooms.
Yeah, that's true. So, geothermal power plants. Everything looks non-functional.
This area is boring, it's slop. Nothing's doing anything.
Yeah.
Surely nothing will change in this area.
Yeah. We do a little bit of foreshadowing.
That berry is fucked up. That berry behind the door, it looks wholesome, but it's not. It's evil.
Yeah, I remember it.
Have you done 100% speedrun of this ever or no?
Never. I'm not doing it. Way too long. Okay.
Yeah, this boss is cool. So, you've seen bosses that you have to dash into, you've seen bosses that you throw bombs into. To damage this guy at all, you have to dash into him and then throw a bomb. Or dash into them. And you can kind of get into like a stun lock situation, but they move a little back and a little forward each time, so it's not safe at all. And they like to spew bile at you. That kind of corrodes the ground for a certain amount of time. So you gotta jump over that.
Oh shit.
This map could use zoom out. Sorry, I had to say it. I think lore-wise this is like a failed experiment or something by the evil scientist.
I think so.
They might be trying to use the mountain's gems for like a ultimate being. Yeah, the last part of this fight's really fun. You play on the ceiling to knock the monster down. Yeah, and that's... Oh, they went away a little bit, but they're actually dead on the floor. Rip. Alright, we get to turn everything back on.
And then have to do everything again.
But this time, there are boxes. And boxes can actually shield you from lasers. But they get destroyed by saw blades, so you have to be careful. And I forget if there are conveyors earlier in the map. Oh yeah, there's conveyors with the drone, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we get to play around with it as Madeline. And sometimes you need bombs to destroy the boxes, which can trigger lots of different interactions.
It happens.
Yeah, yeah. The transitions in this map are silly just because they fade to black every time. It's very Metroid-esque.
I literally just forgot the way. My bad. This is too long. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say one of my favorite things about the bosses in this map is that instead of just adding new attacks that you have to learn, the bosses actually like reduce the amount of surface you have to work with or the amount of movement you're able to, you know, use. So then you have to like kind of fight the same attacks but get more creative with how you want to deal with them with your limited movement options or limited amount of ground. So I think that's one thing that's like I think more bosses should take into consideration.
Yeah.
These metal boxes cannot be broken by bombs. Sorry.
So this is the last stretch.
Yeah. No more new mechanics. We're just gonna do this one gameplay segment to unlock the yellow doors, I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then once we unlock the yellow doors, our path out is illuminated. And we're just gonna beeline it through the hub area, just a lot more green and blue rooms. And then we're gonna reach sort of like a, I don't know, I guess it's, what's the word? Not unsatisfying, but, I forget. But yeah,
I see what you mean.
a little bit of a fake out.
We want a conclusion, like we want the gems to be useful, but that will be for the next patch, I guess, next update.
That's interesting because if you go back to the main hub room, I think there's only one more gem that we need to collect to like do something crazy.
Yeah.
To like regain the power of the mountain. But Zaf and Specchio have like 300 more rooms planned, or at least so. I'm curious what's up with that. But as for now, it ends on a difficult cliffhanger. We're gonna go left here a lot. And a little bit upwards. And time will be coming up in like probably like 3-ish minutes, 4-ish minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this room's very fun. A big moving block puzzle. Drops a little bit locked in. Sorry, my internet went out.
That was the last puzzle. done. To be continued.
Alright. GG.
Thanks.
That was pretty good run. Honestly.
Yep.
I was expecting more chokes.
Like, that run requires so much memorization. I could not do all that. My brain would overload.
That's indeed a lot, but it comes naturally by doing it again and again. And now, at first I was just replaying the map because I liked it, not in spirit of speedrunning it, and then came pretty much on its own.
Nice. You can let these credits roll, but yeah. Sorry, I usually make more jokes throughout the run, but it's jam-packed with, like, just banger mechanic after banger mechanic.
Yeah, that was quite the game, and to hear that it's also still not completed, if I understood correctly, that's a whole banger. And that looked like a banger run too. Really fast and quick banger ending. Would hope to see it more at the next Fangame Marathon. For now, I think we are some 10 minutes ahead or so, so do you have anything extra to showcase?
Do you have anything in mind? Any power-ups or stuff that you can quickly grab? Or maybe we could show off the last boss.
You mean the boss I skipped?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go back to it. Yeah. I haven't played it for like 6 months, but yeah, I'm trying.
I mean, surely every boss has like a normal mode and a challenge mode, by the way, chat. I think the normal mode.
But
I believe in you.
honestly, the boss I skipped is the best one, the cooler one. So
Yeah.
it will be interesting.
Alright then,
4%.
let's get to it. 4%!
See you next
Oh
mission.
shit.
Yeah, I'm hyped to get back in 2 hours long speedrun when the mod will be finished. It will be
Yeah, Fangame
interesting.
Marathon 2034. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, it just keeps upgrading, keeps giving. Because I remember Secret of Celeste Mountain being previously on Fangame Marathon, and I thought, is that gonna be a repeat of that? No, this is something completely.
Okay, so I have to remember where the last boss is.
Oh crap, did you even get a warp point in... Oh wait, no you did, okay.
Okay, so it's the closest one is the closest teleporter might be here.
You can't go straight up from here, do you have to go around?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Oh,
Oh, wow. That's close.
so going up.
Ominous road to the boss feeling.
Yeah, I think this is just a repeat of any percent, but you go up at the end here.
Yeah, and then okay.
Oh yeah, this...
I
Alright, we'll see.
rediscover the map with you. Okay, so what is the timing here? Maybe.
I think you dash up.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Holy crap.
No, that's
That part's tricky. First try is crazy.
This. Let's go. No! What?
Oh dang.
Evil spinner.
That is a complaint I've heard about this map, that like sometimes you gotta stay vigilant, because There's spikes on every wall where you don't need to be. There's not much leniency. All the moves flow together well, but definitely doesn't hold back.
Okay, I think it's here. Yeah.
Alright, nice. So this boss has like 5 different patterns that I can shoot out. So blue is the laser, you got the little green things that explode outwards, the fire that like lights up a platform for a number of frames, so you can't touch it. And the purple is the most dastardly because it kind of shoots out in a weird, sort of in a weird pattern towards the sides where the last phase of the block. The last phase of the boss exclusively takes place on the sides. So you're kind of like, really gotta be very careful.
The fire attack, but honestly also each attack in the boss fight and the platform layout really remind me of those Fangames that they recreate the boss against the guy.
Oh yeah, true. Oh wow.
Why isn't it respawning? Oh,
I think you have to use it both of them before they respawn, which is kind of annoying.
I forgot. Oh shit, I have to do everything.
So that's like an interesting but also slightly frustrating thing about the boss is that it forces you to use both sides. Because if you don't use, you need the jump crystal in order to defeat the boss or hit the boss at all. Yeah, in the first phase you can be a little cheesy.
Come on.
Dang. But yeah, light blue is the best because it's kind of a nothing burger attack usually. I mean, sometimes it can jump scare you like right as you're about to hit the boss and blue laser just tackles you.
Okay, it's a good one. Okay.
Final phase. Now it moves to the sides.
Come here, please. Thank you. Oh shit.
Oh.
It's my guy. No, I'm stuck.
Oh, dang. Yeah, if you get sort of hung out to dry on the ends without a jump or a dash, you're kind of cooked.
Exactly. Fireball is the worst attack. I have to wait for it to get out.
Yeah.
Platforms. Come on, seriously.
Touhoe's fun, but I think I prefer this boss fight just because it has more patterns. I just felt like there's a little bit more meat on this boss. And the ending phase of this one is so stressful. In a good way.
Yeah, mechanically I can see it, but difficulty-wise it probably depends on the skill of the player. How they think about it.
And this boss is kind of like, you kind of do a similar movement each time, but you're thinking about the patterns constantly, which keeps your brain engaged in a different way. So the movement isn't crazy, but it's fun.
Okay. Almost.
Oh, dang.
Oh. We're kind of approaching the setup time for next run, so
Oh, gotcha.
you can drop out if you don't feel confident you beat it. You can still have a couple more tries, but yeah, for now you can decide.
I think I'll beat it this try.
Yeah, this is the run, that's what I'm trying to say. Let's go.
Okay,
Fine.
fine.
Well,
A good
we
thing
got
we
to see
skip
it in
it
its.
in the end.
We got to see it in its full glory.
Yep, it was glorious. Thank you so much, guys, for the run, for the commentating. I hope to see you again, and honestly, with the same game with new material at this point, yes,
Yeah.
that's how the game is developing here.
That would be interesting. Thank you too for hosting and for the amazing marathon. And thank you, chat.
Thank you. And we will continue right on with Paper Mario. Paper Mario Tower of Trials by Time Link. Stay tuned for it after this break.